hope you're having a great day. So it's already been a busy morning. I got all my plants watered at home. I brought 4 more trays out. I'm hardening off more plants again. And I actually ran water to my field where I planted snapdragons and lisianthus, and I'm giving it a good drink. The ground does seem wet when I dig it up to plant my plants, but 90 degrees for 4 days and no rain, I don't want to really risk it. So I'm just turning it on for like 15 minutes, and I'm going to do that in both gardens just to make sure that the ground has water in it for my plants. And then I noticed the row I was working on, I was supposed to be planting that Verona castrum or whatever, but it is sitting in 2 trays at home under grow lights, and it's not big enough to go to the field. So I'm gonna go look at my map, and I'm gonna see what else I need to do today. I'm hoping to get perennials in. I might even start on some of the annuals. One thing that is so it's like 90 degrees today, but last year it snowed on like May 24th or May 27th. So it does get a little nerve-wracking this time of year, because if you jump the gun too much, you could kill all of your plants. But a lot of my plants, like some of them are starting to get little flowers, which means they're stressed out in their cell packs, and they would really do better in the field. Usually this time of year, if it does frost, freeze, snow, or whatever, it is very quick and gone. I do have a lot of frost cloth, but I do not have a ½ acre of frost cloth. The perennials not as worried about, so maybe I could get all the annuals covered and I'd be okay. So I'm just gonna transplant as much as I can get done over the next few days and hope it's just not gonna get freezing again this year. I also, while I was watering, I found some anemones, and this is my first year cutting anemones. So I cut one that was blue open, so it's probably not gonna last very long, and I cut 2 different ones at different stages just to kind of see what they do so that I know. I just cut this one, and I just cut it off at the base. They say they're cut and come again, and these are growing right out of the ground, so I'm gonna cut this one, and then there's a dinky one over there. And I'm just gonna see how they do. So I'm just gonna cut it off right down there, stick it in some water, and I'm gonna do that with this little dinky bud over here too, just to see what happens. It's really short though, so that would be, and it's not gonna reach the water, so I gotta run back in. They need to be immediately in water. Maybe I can get it in there. So before trying any kind of refrigeration, I'm just gonna leave them in here, kind of in the heat, in the sun, and just see what they do. I know that's like the worst possible conditions, so that's why I kind of want to see what happens. But anyway, I'm gonna get some of my ground watered, and then I'm gonna get to it. I'll take you along today because most of it is new stuff. Okay, I know I said I was just gonna do perennials, but my amaranth is really sad. Like, it's starting to bloom. I'm gonna just pluck those off as I put them in the field like that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put them in. I have like 3 more trays and plenty of seeds, so I'm not that worried about it. It might get too cool for it, but it's not doing good anyway, and maybe the field will perk it up a little bit. Okay, so this is Mahogany Splendor Hibiscus, and I have an entire tray of it, and people say you need like 5 plants of it. So I figured, why not take a couple cell packs, put it in. If it doesn't do well, I still have a tray that I'm taking in and out, and I can put it in again. Why not? So I like to water these in, especially since it's so hot the next couple of days. Sometimes if I know it's going to rain, I don't. The ground is pretty moist below, but I figure why not just water them in and make them happy. And then I remembered I forgot to put drip to my anemones, so I gave them a drink. And then I gave the sweet pea vines / grass and weeds a drink up here. It makes me just want to put everything in. I could put a little bit of everything because I did succession plant, or I could even take one little 6-pack and put them in, because if anything happened, I'd still have them, but I might get a jump on the season. I don't know. It does cool off quite a bit next week, so we'll see how these go. Okay, I'm down here in my first 2 rows of my perennial garden. Last year I had tried to start more columbine than what took, and I tried McKenna's Giants again and I didn't get any, so I don't know if it was the seed pack I got or what's going on, but I did try some other varieties and I did get those. So I'm gonna get some columbine in this patch. These trees provide some shade in the morning, and then the hills kind of provide the shade in the afternoon, so I think it would do good. And then I just have some weeds to take care of. And then I also have this entire row over here is Echinacea, but as you can see, there's some weeds and some rows that don't have any plants. But I'm gonna get started on cleaning some of this up and putting in some more columbine. Well, shoot, it looks like I need about 40 more columbine, so maybe I'll start some of the ones. It was actually the McKenna's Giants that did work, and the mauve columbine that I was gifted worked really well. I think every single seed germinated. It was the Corrali that did not germinate at all. And I see, like, there's a bunch of weeds, but I see some columbine, and it looks like I need probably about 40 more plants. So maybe I'll try to just plant 1 tray of the ones that work and be able to fill this up with columbine. Okay, I got my echinacea. I don't know what happened with the video, but I put a little patch in between those because it died out, and then on up here I put in a little patch. Now I have some growing at home, but not as much as I have empty holes. But last year, right before it rained, I put a bunch of seeds just in these holes, and a bunch came up. So I might try that again. And then it might be too big for the holes, so I might end up, I was thinking of just maybe taking and cutting like a square out and lifting it off of them and leaving the rest of the black to try to start other plants without too much weed pressure. So that's a task for another day, and right now I'm gonna get my sad looking delphiniums in the ground, and I'm just gonna go as far as I can go with them. I decided to scatter some of these blackberry lilies in the midst of the missing columbine. So now I pretty much have columbine from that big tall stuff up there all the way down, and then there's either columbine, yarrow, or blackberry lilies until about right here. And then I'm missing a little bit, and I have a couple columbines, and then the delphiniums will start. And then I think I'm gonna put larkspur at the end, and then at the very end there's some more delphiniums that I cut the black plastic off of. So last year it worked really well to put all of this stuff in the black. So on these new seedlings, so I don't fight the weed pressure, I am gonna go ahead and put them in. What I might do is just cut around some of the bigger perennials and take like little sections out at a time. Because I took a big section out for the delphinium and I see weeds growing everywhere. And I took a big section out right there with the baby's breath. And then I thought about it later that night and I was like, probably not the best idea. So probably one of these days I'm just gonna get out here, and I know you're not supposed to cut it because it frays, but maybe in the winter I can just burn where it's frayed. Not a big deal. And so I think for now I'll just cut it and let the plants grow and then go from there, because the less weed pressure, the better, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting in my Larkspur at the very end, and hopefully it runs into the Delphinium. Crossing my fingers. We'll see. And then I'll probably have to put some kind of staking system. That's why I decided I had changed my plan a little bit, because I'll probably have to put some kind of staking system in to hold up the Larkspur and the Delphinium, because they get so tall. So that's what I'm gonna do. I did have Echinacea down there last year, but it was the Cheyenne Spirit, and I don't see any of it. And a lot of my Echinacea is pretty tall and big now, so I'm thinking it's not coming back. So I am gonna have quite a bit of stuff to replace in this field. I don't know if I'll try to start some seeds, or I'll just start some more trays and get them out in the summer, and then they'll come back next year. I haven't really decided yet, but yeah, I am missing quite a few little circles. Anyway, I'm gonna get to it. I have my Delphinium, and then I have my Larkspur, and it goes all the way to the end. So I've got this row done all the way to those big bushy plant looking things. Okay, before the sun goes down, I'm gonna try to get 1 tray of Ageratum, 1 tray of stock, and then my bunny tails grass and my frosted explosion grass in. We'll just see how far I get. It'll be going down here in about an hour, so hopefully I can get the 4 trays in. If not, I'll work on them tomorrow. Well, I got in the Ageratum and I got in the stock, but the weeds were more than I thought. So the grasses will have to be done tomorrow. That is it for the day. The sun is going down. I'm gonna get home, put together my video for you guys, and I hope everybody has a fantastic day.